Today I'm watching the Twilight Zone Season 2, Episode 10. The previous episode was about this Templeton character who was a stage actor, who was aging and struggling with his past and wanting to, relive some memories, had been very melancholy, wasn't really excited about life, and then gets a chance to go back to the past and they don't want him, and he has this new confidence by the end of the episode and is excited to do this new project. This episode we know is about a camera that takes pictures of the future, so very curious to see where we're going to go with that. Obviously, I have an interest in cameras and film, so yeah, curious to see where that's going to go and what kind of pictures it's going to take. But yeah, really enjoying the series so far, so thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you want to see exclusive content from this video, be sure to join Patreon. And if you have any other suggestions for movies or TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
They ain't Mings. These are some rummage sale. They're worth about half a shuck apiece.
Oh my god, these are our thieves? Yeah, they obviously stole.
He's just padding that list for his insurance.
And breaking everything. Oh my gosh.
A chest worth maybe $3.50, tops.
3 oil paintings by Picasso.
Yeah, he's like, look at all the things I just stole. Here they are. Oh my gosh. And he's saying they're all fakes, yeah.
Well, fits with the rest of the haul. Everything else is for nothing. Figures, we get a camera that's for nothing.
That's interesting that they didn't list it.
To be added to the list of the loot. A camera. A most unimposing addition to the... It happens to be a fact that the pictures that it takes can only be developed in the Twilight Zone.
And just smoking on camera too. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, very interesting. Seeing where we're gonna go with this.
Uh-huh. Say cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah, I'd be very curious how they actually work. Like, how do you develop the film?
Made more. Look, baby, the next time you get a hot idea on a heist.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, almost like a Polaroid. Yeah. Very curious indeed.
Well, have a look.
Yeah, I was like listing off everything else was fake. Like, obviously they were hoping to make some cash from this.
That nice and so clear, Chet. Can you imagine that?
And in a fur. But she's not wearing a fur coat. Okay.
Now look at the picture.
So there I am standing by the window wearing a fur coat.
Yeah, does she not realize? Like, where does she get the fur coat from?
Camera strictly for laughs. Strictly for laughs. It's a gag camera.
What do you mean?
Shows you what you want to see, maybe? Yeah, like he thinks, oh, okay.
The negatives have got pictures on them. All this does is take the faces.
What?
How would it do that? Yeah, that seems strange.
You know. Well, that's what this is. That's not bad. That's pretty clever.
That was such a cool effect, too, of having just the photo pop up like that.
Full of years when you weren't even in the picture. Matter of fact, I need you like I need a 3-time conviction.
Obviously, he's been doing this for a little while. Oh, is that fur coat? Yeah, there it is. Oh, it predicted that she would get one before she even knew it. Yeah, here we go.
And don't try to argue with me either. Well, how do I look?
Yeah, that's exactly the photo. Yeah, she's doing the exact same pose. Yeah. Before it even happened.
All right, cue me. What's the matter?
It definitely reminded me of a Goosebumps episode, which I'm well aware came much later. I'm sure it was probably inspired a little bit like this. And the 2 separate beds. Yes, of course.
That really aren't there.
Yeah, it takes dopey pictures. Dopey pictures like things that haven't happened yet, but they do happen.
Yeah, because it only goes like, a couple minutes into the future. It's not going to show you like years and years into the future.
It can be loaded with black magic.
And what are you loaded with? Man with the horns who comes in with a bargain for the soul. It's a kooky camera, that's all.
Yeah, he thinks it's like tied to this black magic something. Oh, it's so cool though. I love it. Even like the sound it makes. Yeah.
Maybe it's somebody who just looks like Woodward.
Nobody looks like Woodward. Look.
I feel like he's going to be coming through the door any minute now. Yeah. Escaped from jail, maybe? I don't know.
I don't care what that crazy camera says. Whoever is in this picture, it is not Woodward.
And here he comes. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, like all the logical reasons they would not expect to see him, but there he is. Yeah.
It's nice, huh? I didn't think you'd mind if I stay with you for a few days. Well, you don't, do you?
They're like, we need to take some more pictures and figure this thing out.
There I am, standing by this very door, wearing the clothes I got on. How about that?
These two are just like, what do we do with this thing? Like, their plans have changed dramatically. Like, they just want to get some money, and now they're like, what do we have in our possession?
Maybe we could sell tickets. Take pictures like at a carny, and then... Or maybe we could,
Just tell people their future. Be like, we'll take a picture, and you'll see the future. No problem.
Might do something good for somebody else. Science could use something like this.
Who?
Oh my gosh, these two. The performances always are so good, though. So well done.
That's what I meant. Just what you said. That's the way we are.
And having this end up in the hands of, like, the bad guys, you know, so to speak. Like, the thieves are the ones who end up with it.
Science may do with this. How can you know?
A full length, and Hotfoot takes it by a length.
And there they go. They can use it to bet on the horse races. Yeah, because they'll know who wins. Oh my gosh. Yep, there they go. I was like, there's no way they're just handing this over to humanity. Like, you know, best intentions, but they're going to try and find a way to make money from it. Yeah.
The winning board before the race. Get it?
I don't think he can.
No, I don't get it.
This guy escaped from jail? This guy? We're sure this guy did?
We know how much he paid. Now do you get it?
Yeah!
I think he's just playing along.
Coach, now you grab one of mine and be sure to put on a tie, okay?
Yeah, it would be tricky to say, like, if you had a camera like this, you know, what would you do with it? Would you just, especially only 5 minutes in the future, you can't really, like, how much film does it have, you know? Like, are you just taking pictures every 10 minutes because you constantly want to know what's going on?
Wait a minute. What about humanity?
Humanity? What did humanity ever do for us? Come on!
Yeah, quickly the tables have turned. He's like, we're thieves. Come on, like, we're gonna exploit this. Yeah, and especially since they don't know how to load it or anything. Yeah, like, how many chances of this they're gonna get?
$47.60 to win.
Oh, boy, Chester!
I don't like that the camera's on the edge like that. I'm worried they're gonna knock it over or something. This Woodward character seems a little clumsy.
9,500 bucks. Oh.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm curious what that would be in today's dollars from 1960. Okay, they're gonna go again. There we go. Yeah, it's exactly what they had. Yeah.
Yeah. Be right back. Watch the camera.
Yeah, would you use it to, like, advance yourself and advance your own standings? Like, if he keeps winning, are they gonna get suspicious? You know, like, how many times can he do this?
Open the bag, honey. I've run out of pockets.
Oh my gosh, so much money. He's like, now we don't have to rob stores anymore. We can just keep betting on the horses.
95 times to win, number 4.
It's like, if you knew the winning lottery numbers, would you, you know, bet them
93, 94,
even just
95.
once? Like, yeah, and then give the camera over to something else. But yeah, 5 minutes in the future, like... They went shopping. Yeah. Oh my god, just buckets of cash.
11 grand. No, I'm not backing out. I'm figuring out whether I want to get 2 or not.
Rich person problems. Yeah, can't relate. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Pay cash.
Even 11 grand in 1960, it feels like a lot. Like, I don't know what that is in today's, like...
With your snack, Woodward, dear.
Yeah, they'll hold me till dinner.
Come in.
I feel like Woodward's gonna let it slip that they have this camera or something.
But what do you do after your 10 pictures? Is there any other way to get more film?
Well, we've only had it for a little while.
That's what he reads on the front. This is 10. How many have they used?
Well, I presume that means you may only take 10. So odd. You see, the lettering is...
She's like, we should have learned French. Yeah, oh my gosh. I feel like they took, like, at least, like, 5 or 6 of the horse races. And then the 2 they took here, so they're gonna have to be careful.
Are you both crazy? What we gotta do is hang on to it, save it for a rainy day.
No, we don't. We gotta sell it.
Oh no, they're gonna ruin it. They're gonna ruin it. Yeah, and they just took one. Oh, okay. Well, you got one left. Oh, now she's scared. Oh, okay, with their hands up. Are they getting robbed? Somebody been figuring out they have all this money? I don't know. That's scary, though.
Some stupid, no-good ex-con who wants to get that camera and doesn't care how he gets it.
No.
And here we go. Yep, now she's gonna put her hands up for sure. Yeah, oh my gosh.
She's screaming in that picture. She's screaming because
He just led right into it. Yeah, that's very interesting.
your skin.
Please don't. No.
Oh my god, out the window. Yeah, that's exactly what she did. Oh my god.
Husband, Woodward,
Oh my god.
there's nothing left for me.
She cries into her buckets of money.
However, we must muddle through these.
Quick recovery. Oh my gosh, yeah. Heartbroken. Brother's gone, husband's gone. Bye.
One more picture left.
And it's interesting, like, if they didn't know the future, they wouldn't have acted that way. They only knew, you know, like, their actions are changed.
For posterity, boys. Simply for posterity.
She's wasting her last picture on this. Oh my gosh. I would have made different choices, but, I mean, she's cashing in, yeah.
Doing? I told you I was here to take the laundry. I'm, how do you say, cleaning you out.
He's like, yeah, I'm robbing you. Yeah.
Well, what do you think I'm going to be doing while you're cleaning me out, huh? Well, I'll cue you. I'm going to be calling the cops.
To tell them you stole all this money. Oh.
Get yourself into, how do you say, one fantastic bind.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's like, thanks for the money. It was great to see it.
Your brother and you are wanted.
He's like, yeah, call the police. What are you going to tell them? Oh my gosh. After all that, yeah, they lose it all.
You dig? Now,
This is going so badly. Oh my gosh.
or maybe Friday. Or maybe never.
This waiter's like, best day of my life. I'm out of here.
Not a hog. This one I will leave with you.
Which has no film anymore. Oh, the last picture.
Picture of the courtyard down below. But there are more than two bodies.
More than 2 bucks.
Oh, he's gonna kill her. Oh my god. Yep. Trips. Oh my god. I thought he was gonna push her out. She just tripped herself. Oh my gosh. Wow, 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 wow. This guy.
Yes, there are more than two bodies down there.
She predicted her own death. She didn't even look at the picture. Oh my gosh.
2, 3, 4.
He's in it now too?
Object known as a
What? What?
isn't at all. It's a beckoning come on for a quick walk around the block in the Twilight Zone.
That's so creepy. Oh my gosh. Yep. Nobody wins. So that was my first time watching The Twilight Zone, Season 2, Episode 10. I thought it was interesting this episode focused on, you know, our bad guys, if you would say. Like, you know, they're crooks, they're these thieves, and we've had a few episodes where the main characters aren't necessarily the good guys. So anytime we get to have that approach, I think is interesting and already kind of puts a new perspective on things. You know, we hear Paula read the announcement through the paper of like all of these things that have been stolen, which they don't mention the camera. Maybe the owners of the antique shop knew what it could do and just tried to, you know, keep out of it, or had no idea what it could do and it was generally just a mistake. But touring the hotel room of like, yep, this is all the exact things that they've listed that are stolen, and we know that these guys obviously are the ones who did it. So yeah, I liked that approach. I thought that was interesting. It reminded me a little bit of the episode we had where the guy was addicted to gambling, and another episode where, you know, he's in a $4 hotel room and his boss is, you know, trying to encourage him to commit these other crimes and that he doesn't want to do. We've had a few episodes where criminals, you know, kind of play a big part in the story, and obviously these guys, you know, being the ones who stole the camera is what sets everything off. And, you know, finding out that it goes, you know, a couple minutes into the future definitely reminded me of a Goosebumps episode, which I'm going to assume inspired the Goosebumps episode, as it came out, you know, much later than the Twilight Zone. And, you know, they can predict only a couple minutes. It's not years and years into the future where you could actually maybe do something about it. This I find, yeah, 5 minutes, you don't really have much time to change it. And to me, I think a pivotal point in this episode was when we take the picture of Paula and she's got her hands up scared. I thought someone was going to come and rob them. We do find out that that happens later, especially when the waiter comes in and sees they're not trying to hide it. They have money everywhere in the hotel room and, you know, counting it and everything like that. It wasn't another room. They weren't being very subtle with it, you know. I'm assuming this waiter probably doesn't make very much, you know, sees an opportunity for him. Again, everybody in this episode wasn't really somebody I'd root for. But when we see Paula with the hands up, I thought that was during a robbery, but it turns out that it is in fact because Woodward and Chet are fighting. And to me, what stuck out about that was he based his actions based on what he saw. And if he hadn't known the future, maybe he wouldn't have acted that way. You know, he changed his course because of what he saw. And if they hadn't taken that picture and thought that Paula was in trouble, maybe he wouldn't have pulled the knife. They wouldn't have gotten to the scuffle and fall out the window. And everybody in this episode dies. Like, nobody makes it out of here. Even the waiter who comes back in to rob them, he ends up falling out of the window as well and sees himself in the photo, which I can only imagine how strange that would be. Paula doesn't look at the photo, doesn't know that her body is down there next to her husband and brother, and has like 4 seconds of being sad, and then immediately starts counting up her money and is like, oh, just kidding, like, I think I'll be able to get through this grief, you know, like, I'll be able to figure it out. I was also thinking maybe the waiter was going to be the one to kill Paula, and, you know, she rushes to the window and is kind of leaning over. I thought the waiter was going to walk over and maybe just like push her out, and then he was going to leave because obviously he has his cash. You know, he doesn't even leave her with any of it. He takes every little thing he can find in this laundry bag and then jokes like, oh, maybe I'll bring it back Thursday. Maybe, like, he's not bringing it back at all. Obviously, he's going to try and take off and run. But then to find out that the camera is the one that kills the waiter at the end, like maybe he trips on the carpet, something like that. But we just see the camera on the floor and it makes a little bit of a sound. And then, you know, the waiter is obviously gone as well, and all 4 of them die. And Rod Serling's, you know, voiceover mentions like, if you use this for greed and your own, you know, self advancement, the camera's basically not going to let that happen, which I thought was interesting. And we know there was no more photos left in the camera. They take the last one, you know, of the bodies, which I thought was very grim. And obviously that plays a big part as we find out that Paula and the waiter are part of that photo, even though they don't know it. And I was like, Paula, wouldn't you save this last photo to, you know, if you need more money or something in the future? And that was her original plan that she's trying to convince Chet of before they get into that fight. But yeah, an interesting episode. Like I said, we've had a few episodes that involve, you know, wishes and the future and stuff like that. So I like this approach. Obviously, I love film and cameras and technology. So I thought that was a cool approach. And the fact that it's an older camera as well, even for 1960. This camera is obviously, you know, older, and they don't know how to use it. They don't know how to load the film or anything like that. But I really like that cool effect of having just the photo pop up, you know, almost like a Polaroid camera that pops up and then it's developed already. Because they're like, well, how would we, you know, once they figure out they can take the photo, they're like, how do we develop it? Like, how do we even use this? And obviously the camera, you know, has that rule that you only get 10 photos. It said 10 photos per owner. So maybe someone will come into the hotel room, find it, and get to use 10 photos of their own. Who knows? It was interesting, like I said, to have this camera end up in the hands of people who were motivated by their own self-interest. If it would have ended up in someone else's hands, obviously it would have been a very different episode. But I liked, yes, seeing that scene where we have Chet make his choices based on the photo. If they hadn't taken that photo, would he have pulled the knife? You know, stuff like that I really find interesting. And to see the camera take pictures of things that are gonna come true, even though they seem, you know, completely impossible, like her finding the fur coat immediately, her brother who's been in jail, you know, like there's no way he would be here. Like logic says, you know, he's miles and miles away, he's in prison. Like the logic would state that there's no way this person walked through the door. And of course that's exactly what we see. He's like, oh yeah, I escaped. And you're like, what is going on? And, you know, we kind of need, similar to the Wish episodes, those first few photos are the proof. You know, that's the trial run to say, like, is this coming true? Is this actual proof? To have Paula stand in that exact same pose in the window in her fur, you know, after the photo has been taken, you know, just to prove that it is taking pictures, you know, into the present. I wasn't sure where we were going to go once they had started, you know, going to the racehorses and starting to build all this money. I wasn't sure what the twist was. I did think they were going to end up being robbed, and I thought, okay, maybe that's our twist, is just they're going to go through all this effort, find this thing that had such an amazing ability to show the future, and then they're going to lose, you know, they won't be able to to take any more photos and they'll lose all the cash and it'll just be a complete waste of time. But I wasn't expecting them to all die. I feel like that's grim. We have had character deaths in the Twilight Zone episodes before, but usually it's not so many. And it feels like the camera's the one that wins in this sense, you know, like that's, you know, who comes out of all of this. I don't know if, like I said, a new owner will pick it up and start this process all over again. But anybody who knows about the camera and what it can do is obviously dead. Even the waiter, you know, figures out that this thing is taking pictures that showing more bodies than are there, you know, in the end. So nobody left alive, you know, knows what this thing can do. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode. I liked the use of technology and, you know, this toying with the future and how it affects your actions. I thought that was an interesting approach. The next episode we know is about a department store Santa. We had Rod Serling standing out in the snow and in the cold and just these giant snowflakes falling down. So I love Christmas, so I'm very curious to see a Christmas themed episode, even though it's in the middle of summer when I'm filming this. But yeah, very curious to see where that's going to go. So thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and check back often for more awesome content. I'd be very curious how they actually work. Like, how do you develop the film? Escaped from jail, maybe? I don't know. Quickly, the tables have turned. He's like, we're thieves. Come on. Like, we're gonna exploit this. Give the camera over to something else. But yeah, 5 minutes in the future, like, oh my god, just buckets of cash. She's like, we should have learned French. Yeah, oh my gosh.